It's time for the Home Plate Report, sponsored by Pemco Insurance, for the love of prevention.
All right, ready or not, Mariners baseball is back, and we're kicking off today's Home Plate Report with one of the most beloved voices in the game. He's called the biggest moments, the heartbreaks, the extra innings magic, and everything in between. And I mean everything. He has embarked on his 41st season and final season with the Mariners. Please welcome Rick Rizzs back to New Day. Rick, so great to see you.
Chris, great to see you too.
You're actually a neighbor of mine. I get to run into you in the wild every now and again. I cannot believe this is it. How do you even possibly put a cap on this incredible career of yours?
Well, it's been such a wonderful ride for me. 41 years with the Mariners, 52nd year in baseball, 8 years in the minor leagues, also 3 years with the Tigers, and I've been blessed to be able to do something I'd love to do ever since I was a kid growing up on the south side of Chicago. So everything that I do for the first time is going to be the last time, going to spring training, my last spring training.
Yeah, what are you going to miss the most here? This is such a habitual thing for you year after year.
I'm going to miss the camaraderie with the guys, the players in the clubhouse, the guys that I work with. Gary Hill Jr. has done a great job with me on radio, and of course Aaron Goldsmith on TV and the analysts. But guys like Dan Wilson, who have been around forever, as a player for 12 years, and now the manager of the ball club, and Edgar Martinez, with so many memories. Those two guys and that team in 1995 saved baseball here in the Pacific Northwest. Without those guys, we wouldn't be here. And then we have many great moments after that. So I'm going to miss, just being around the guys every day and the people I work with, and Greg Green, and Kevin Martinez, and Randy Adamak, and all the people in the front office.
Your voice and your presence in the game is such a comfort blanket. It has been for decades for so many people. As you get ready to sort of wind things down, and you're looking back, how did all this get started? I mean, you still got plenty of time for a second act. How did you get pulled into broadcasting and doing this in the first place?
Well, Chris, I guess it started in my basement, when I was 12 years old.
Hey,
I grew
me
up on
too.
the south side of Chicago. And I had the best of both worlds growing up. I had the Cubs during the day and the White Sox at night. And my mother Julie Rizzs was the greatest cook in the world. It's Italian sausage and meatballs and pasta she'd be cooking. But she had a little black and white television set in the kitchen, and she was the biggest Cub fan in the world. So then I would go downstairs, turn on the TV set, and turn down the sound, and pretend I was Jack Brickhouse, who was the Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Cubs, and I would do play-by-play. Bases loaded, here's Ernie Banks, and my mom goes, "What are you doing down there, Rick?" Yeah, I go, "Mom, I'm busy. Ernie Banks is up with the bases loaded." So, and then I wrote Mr. Brickhouse a letter when I was 12 years old, 1965, and he wrote me back this letter, and that kind of really got me going. And I went to Southern Illinois University, where I majored in radio and TV, got a job in the minor leagues 8 years, and Dave Niehaus liked my tape in 1983, and here I am. So I guess it started in my basement, but I just loved the game of baseball. We had a sandlot behind my house when I was a kid.
Wow.
And the movie
The Real Deal.
Sandlot.
I love the Sandlot.
Yeah, and I was out there with my buddies all day long, including the dog. We had Mo the German Shepherd, whose backyard was by third base, and every time the ball went in his backyard, my job was to get that ball, jump over the fence, get the ball, throw it back on the sandlot, jump over the fence, and keep playing with my buddies.
Wow.
I did it every time except one time. Mo got me right on my backside. But he let me go, and we kept playing because that's the only baseball we had. So anyway, I grew up loving the game.
Well, and you mentioned Dave Niehaus noticing your tape. You call so many big moments, especially alongside Dave. Do you possibly have a favorite moment, one of those that you look back on and say, I remember this day?
Yeah, Chris, there were so many. First of all, my first day in the big leagues in 1983, April of that year, and we're playing the Yankees and being alongside the greatest announcer in baseball, Dave Niehaus, and it was Gaylord Perry against Ron Guidry, and I'm no longer in Toledo, Ohio, or Savannah, Georgia, But 1995, sitting alongside Dave Niehaus, when Edgar came up, little Joey Cora, 11th inning, and we're down by a run, 5-4. Randy Johnson came on in relief. And Joey Cora had the bunt base hit. Junior had a single up the middle. Here comes Edgar against Jack McDowell, and who struck him out on a forkball in the 9th inning. So now here he comes again, and he's looking for the forkball, and then Edgar hits the double down the left field line. Joey scores to tie it up. Junior flying around third scores, and the Mariners win, and they beat the doggone Yankees in the American League Division Series. That put us on the map. So to watch Dave set it up beautifully, like if a line drive in the gap, and with Junior speed, the Mariners are going to win it. And there's a line drive to left field, and junior scores, and the Mariners play for the American League Championship. I don't believe it. It just continues. So
I love that this is one of your favorite. Of course, a lot of fans, that is their favorite memories. But it takes me back to a very special moment personally. You were a several-time guest on Almost Live here on King 5. My dad was, of course, a part of that show.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite memories was related to that. It was in 1996 when you were looking back on that moment, and you appeared on the legendary comedy show Almost Live, and you were competing against the Low Key Broadcasting Network, and here's a little clip of that special moment from Almost Live.
Rick, if you don't mind, why don't you show us how to call a play, how you would do it. Now, we have a memorable one here from a game with the California last year that decided the Western Division Championship.
Yeah, this was a big play and a big ball game. Here's Luis Sojo, Mark Langston on the mound, swinging a broken bat ground ball. Fair inside the bag at first, down the right field line, extra bases. Here comes Blowers. Here comes Tino. Here comes Joey. The throw in, cut off by Langston. Relay home, gets on by Andy Ellenson. Here comes Sojo. Sojo scores. Everybody scores. The Mariners take a 5-0 lead on the way to the West Division title. Everybody's going crazy in the Kingdom.
Wow! Wow! That is absolutely great. Now, for a contrast in styles, let's hear how Lance would make that same call.
Okay. Soho hits it. Looks like he broke his bat, but don't worry, they have lots more of those.
You're a wonderful sport. Such a special memory. That is just one of the many reasons you become a part of the fabric of the community. How does that sit with you, knowing that you are a part of the Northwest forever?
It's great history right there. Your dad was so talented. That was Bob Nelson, the wonderful Bob Nelson, who was the local
wrote and directed Nebraska, the movie. Yeah.
The one thing about baseball, it unites the community, especially when you play well. You know, we're your team. They're our fans, and they relate to all those players down through the years and the great moments. And, you know, what we did in 1995 was just amazing because it brought the whole community together. Now we have the most beautiful ballpark right across the street, got out of the Kingdom. Now we play at T-Mobile Park. So it's amazing to be a part of the history here for 41 years. I've been so blessed. And to work with Dave Niehaus was the greatest thing that ever happened to me because he got me here as a young broadcaster in 1983. After 9 years, went to Detroit for 3 years, tried to replace a legend, came back, and David got me back, and thank goodness I didn't miss the 1995 season.
Absolutely. It's as they say, a long and winding road, and it's very cool that you have been here behind the mic for all of it. Thanks so much for doing this. Congrats on your final season. This is just this is the beginning of the next act. I won't even ask you what you're going to do next because we'll just be watching and waiting.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to play it by ear, but I'm going to spend more time with my grandkids, and I'll still do something. I still want to be a part of this community and part of this organization. It's going to be fun. So
well, you're welcome back here anytime.
Okay, I'll be here tomorrow.
See you. Okay, tomorrow it is. All right. Hey, we do also want to tell you about this Get Caught Reading with Cal promotion. This is cool. Cal Raleigh and Pemco Insurance, they teamed up to encourage kids across the Northwest to read, and you can learn more and you can become the heroes of their own stories. So from the ballpark to the backyard, this is, you know, bring a book along, basically, is the encouragement here. Then you just share a photo, tag Pemco Insurance, use the hashtag #CaughtReadingWithCal, and then you complete the entry form there for a chance to win some prizes. You can use the QR code, in fact, right there on your screen if you want to learn official rules and entry info.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Pemco Insurance.